what are your thoughts on the Sega Dreamcast collecting-wise, and how it holds up over time?
Dreamcast to me is a very interesting system, and the Saturn kind of falls in this category too, because you go from the Genesis, which is kind of cheapish, fluctuates, etc. Then you get to Saturn, but we're talking about Dreamcast, and these systems are kind of like rocks. For almost as long as I've worked at Luna, which is about 9 years, most of the very popular games on the Dreamcast have been around the prices they are now since then. And they've always been kind of high. The Dreamcast was around for about 2 years. It has about 252 games, I think, in the US. I could be wrong on that. And, a lot of the really popular ones came out at a time where companies and Sega were probably seeing the signs, and they were released in limited runs. So, I mean, I don't know. I think Sega, I refer to systems like the Dreamcast as like boutique systems, because there's a small amount of stuff to go around, and there's a not as large amount of people who are interested. They're very specific collectors. Because of that, the prices tend not to fluctuate too much. And I think that, honestly, I think something as large and unwieldy and unstable as the NES could see a shift in prices quicker than, the top 25 most desirable Dreamcast games.
Because you're not going to all of a sudden have a jump of 5 times as many people are looking for the stuff.
Right. You're going to have the same people, and even if I feel like even if those people decide they're getting out and selling, you're going to have about the same amount of people getting in. So
it hasn't grown. The amount of Dreamcast fans hasn't grown.
No, I wish it had, but I see the same amount of Dreamcast fans and buyers now that I did 8-9 years ago, whereas I see exponentially more NES, Super Nintendo, even Genesis collectors.
Fairchild collectors.
Yes.